All right, welcome back. You guys put a smile on my face with that spam every single time. We're in game number 2. If you're just joining us here on the cast, it is 1-0 in the favor of MMA, but this is the DreamHack Open 2014 DreamHack Winter Groups C and D we're currently casting. We will be following Impact one more time after this set, win or lose, to fight against Snoot, actually. So for those who have been cheering for ZVZ, I really don't know if anyone does that, but if you've been rooting for ZVZ, guys, it's coming up after this series one way or the other. But spawning on the leftmost side of the map for Axiom Esports, we once again see the red Zerg player Impact.
Nipperette as the blue Terran. It's Acer's MMA.
All right, so MMA, I think this is, if if nothing else, man, this is a hell of a map to drop on. We might see Banshee openers, we might see, hell, even Reapers. I mean, this is really the only map we ever still see 3 Reapers on, but as far as the late game goes, like, Impact's gonna have to change it up or something. I mean, he struggled for so much of that game. Trying to keep up with MMA is not an easy task, and on a map like this, there's just so much you can get away with as a Terran player.
Yeah. I wonder if MMA is going to abuse Banshees. Now, I don't know. He probably wasn't watching that last series, Impact versus Pult, but Impact does have a slight weakness, slight to even humongous weakness against Banshees, apparently. Losing thirds is always going to pretty much put you behind in the game. I don't know if MMA knows that, though. Again, these guys fight each other so much.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're theorizing this. I mean, I really don't know if they actually physically play one another, but again, they live in the same house. Guarantee they talk about strategies, bare minimum. I mean, that's just kind of cool too. Like, okay, MMA is Acer and all that, but like, it's like pseudo Axiom, I guess. I mean, he's been living in that house for God knows how long.
Yeah.
All brothers from another mother and all that, but I don't know. For Impact's sake, like, let's not forget too. MMA aside, like, there's so many good Terran players at that house. You got MMA, you got Ryung, you got Hart. I mean, if there's one guy in all of StarCraft 2 who's got a great resource for Terran, it's this guy. By the way, I want to stress too, like, we're not just making this up, like, where we're talking about like these guys theorycrafting or talking with one another. I know for a fact they actually help each other out a lot when it comes to preparing for matches and games. For example, 32 Boys from Cup, I know Impact did a lot of work with Crank specifically to help him prepare against Solar. I mean, like, there's definitely a really good dynamic that goes on between the players in that house.
Well, this Reaper isn't going to do a whole lot. Kind of surprised I didn't choose to go for the 3 Reaper. It's Catalina. And he's a pretty micro-focused guy. Impact got a later gas, didn't he? I feel like speech should already be on the way.
Yeah, if you're gonna worry about the Reapers heavily. But
well, either way, he is getting it, just eventually.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna want it for those links anyways. I don't really see Impact playing Brochydra, despite the fact that this is not a bad map for it. Would be interesting to see, as I don't think it's like one of his specialties, but again, maybe that's what you do versus MMA. You try and play a little bit different, a little bit weird, a little bit less than what MMA knows you're gonna play as.
Baneling all-ins, Roach Baneling all-ins, whether it's the 2 base, 3 base, or like mid-game composition style, those are all things that, like, some of those are really hard to scout. Like a Ling Baneling all in and like on 3 base, you pretty much can tell because, well, they usually don't get upgrades. They don't have a Spire, but that's really hard to scan because you just figure, well, I didn't scan the Spire, but he's probably getting it. So Nurture did a lot of damage with that, and while it does, it is pretty much a one-hit wonder. Hopefully I kill him with this one, huge Baneling attack. It certainly can. I just wonder. Okay, well. Decision has been made, though. Impact goes for a fast lair. This isn't. I mean, like, MMA did go for a drop last game, but it was Deadwing. Like, it's not guaranteed he's gonna go for a starport again.
Is he on top of the SCV? Bit of a nuisance. Gonna lose that SCV. Kinda sucks, but maybe the hell needs to clear out.
MMA did get a starport. It's gonna be for a Viking. Oh, it's Banshees. It's okay. Okay. This is kind of it's going to be a blessing for a little bit because I think Impact's going to do that, that same Baneling attack at the front, trying to catch MMA while he's like 7 Marines are out in the middle of nowhere. But then they're going to be a curse as the mutas are going to kill them pretty quickly. Actually, they'll probably die before they can help with the Baneling, so they'll be on the other side of the map.
Well, right now the queens are under a little bit of duress. I guess, I mean, we kind of made jokes about the Banshees last time, but I do remind you, if you missed the Polt series, every time Polt went handling Banshee opener, I mean, just, I don't know what it was, it caught Impact really off guard, but it was usually around the idea of that third, such that the queens like really have to overextend to defend themselves, so I don't know if it'll quite have the same effect this time around. And let's not forget the Spire's coming out here pretty quick, too.
Yeah. Now, MMA is scouting that there is no third, so he really wanted to see what was going on in the main. Unfortunately, the layer's not there. But I feel like that's what you start to guess. You know, start listing things off in your head, what it could be on 2 bases. And, like, 1/1 Roach, I haven't seen any Roaches. Or your not upgraded Roach, too, of course. Just Roaches, I haven't seen any Roaches. So I feel like he's going to predict it. And, of course, you're just going to get the engineering base at the same time that you usually would. And you're just going to be mindful of actually putting down missile turrets.
Well, the attack does commence as the cloak of the Banshee does go down. The thing is, he might actually be able to snipe off quite a few Banelings with this too. Definitely make this worthwhile. He can't quite kill those queens, but the Banshee gets annihilated, so never mind. The weakness has been gone. You know, maybe that's part of beating Pulse. Like a Mega Man type thing, like you absorb his power. No longer weak to Banshees, there you go.
Oh, I get it. Wait, Mega Man? Like Kirby?
No, because like you get Woodman's power, then all of a sudden like Bubble Man doesn't hurt you so bad.
Okay, I guess it is. It is true. It is both.
Okay, sure.
Usually people cite Kirby, right? Like, you know, you swallow them and you get the power.
Well, I don't want to talk about Impact sucking up MMA or nothing.
Could
It's
you?
gonna get like all sorts of weird. So
Could you not? Could you get weird on?
tell me that's not like the one in like when you mentioned Kirby. What's the first thing you think about? Like, you know, it's
Yeah, because he absorbs the power, but he just happens to, you know, beat them.
Okay, Banshee does sneak past all this queen nonsense what's going on, but he sees the Mutalisks coming out. It's kind of a scary thing to see because back at home, there's no turrets up just yet. It's only just building. His production hasn't quite kicked in yet. Like, these mutas, ooh, they're actually going to prevent this turret from building for quite a bit of time. MMA's going to be spam clicking these SCVs trying to get this built.
Yeah, they were almost perfectly timed. I feel like he really did think that this was certainly a possibility, maybe like 100% until he actually saw them, but just a little bit odd time on the missile turret. The Banshee survives. I mean, I don't know what she's going to do, but you've got to hang out there for now.
You have one more winning argument for the Mega Man versus Kirby thing, by the way. Mega Man is just straight up cooler.
Yeah, I always like the Mega Man. Well, okay, I really like Mega Man games, but Kirby Canvas Curse, as much as I hate that game, I also love that game. It hate you so hard.
Oh man, I just realized like Dark Templar basically 0. I mean, there's a lot of cool references I could make, but I'm not going to because I'm gonna focus on the cast. But all right, so at this point, the muta's not exactly snowballing. It's gonna be a while before that happens, but Impact can make the best of them. And Impact is actually really good at muta harass. I mean, give or take the way that last game went as the end result, like mutas still get work done one way or the other. The problem is, I don't know, like once MMA hits the stride, like it's really hard to shut him down. Like I would argue, I know a lot of people don't agree with this, but I would argue like MMA is one of the stronger and the scarier players in his group. I think a lot of his matchups play well for what's available, and I would be truthfully shocked if he didn't. Like, I mean, this series aside, like I would be shocked if MMA did not get out of this group.
Yeah, me too. Well, Impact, you know, he's making some lanes right now. The third is on the way, but MMA has enough Marines, I think, to hold off against any attack. Well, I guess it depends really how much Impact puts into it. Kinda. Hellions can turn into Hellbats. Wait a minute. Where's the armory?
Sorry, I was drinking from my can of Monster.
Oh, his armory's... Sorry. Sponsors DreamHack.
Yeah.
Ding. Okay, no, the armory's not here.
Yeah, it's building up right now.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to push with just Hellions, which could be okay. But of course, Hellbats are easier to just, you know, soak up the damage.
Oh my god, the friendly fire from this Widow Mine sucked. That was horrible for MMA. I was like, man, he's trading over the Bailey's not bad. He's getting around and splat.
This is a very third, like, Impact's third. There's no good third for Catalan, let's just be honest. Because, you know, in these positions especially, you take this third, which is probably the better one, but then MMA takes the third that he did, and suddenly the, you know, avenue of attack is really, really short. And I guess on top of those SCVs here, which is really nice. Contaminate's a non-researching upgrade, but knowing that it should be,
actually,
it.
Can you? I've never had that contaminated prior to an upgrade. Can you actually start
like
an
queue
upgrade?
it up.
Yeah, like I mean, like it would obviously still be contaminated. It wouldn't start, but
I think you can queue it up.
just tearing things, guys. But okay, so as the Zerg player continues to harass, picking off Widow Mines, Impact's really not taking too much damage from this. Again, in the previous times we've seen him perhaps falling over a Widow Mine here and there, but not the case this time. Really nice control out of him.
Oh, I like Impact going for Burrow. You know, it's not. What was it? What Belshir Vestige? Like Vestige? Yeah, that one. That was good for Widow Mine because they're like all like pathways. Like they were great places. Helena, I think what he really wants to do is just like the avenue that MMA attacked previously, like 2 sets of 2 Banelings, and you got that pathway covered. Like,
Oh, the depots are down.
Oh shit.
Okay, he actually raises the one here in the main, so this could be Hellbat, please. What am I, please?
Nah.
Nah, dog, nah.
Oh, attack of the third as well, though. A lot of Banelings. Oh my god. All of the SCVs were charted to. Oh my god, they're all sent to one place. That was the natural and the third SCVs.
The corpse is getting stuck here, guys. I think I need to restart my start at this point. I don't know what's going on. This is starting to get actually really laggy to click around for. GG is called. If you could hold this game, I'm straight up gonna restart a bunch of stuff.
Right then.